Hi there, welcome to this short video on implementing a strategy management office. So firstly, what is a strategy management office? Well, it's the central function within your organization that manages all aspects of strategy from the initial inception of the strategy, thinking about the outcomes and objectives you're trying to achieve, thinking about KPIs and measures of performance, all the way through to how you're going to execute that strategy and turn it into reality within your organization, and then reviewing your results and then modifying your strategy. It includes everything from setting up your tools, your processes, your frameworks, creating strategic alignment, and building capability within your organization. Now, why do we need a strategy management office? Well, unfortunately, the statistics around successful strategy execution aren't great. Research shows that between 75% to 90% of strategies fail in the execution phase. And getting it wrong can have a huge impact on top line and bottom line within the organization. For many, it means failing to hit your growth targets, failing to hit profitability and get market penetration, sometimes losing market position. So hugely important. The good news is if you get the implementation of a strategy management office right, you can have successful outcomes that are almost 3 times better than if you didn't implement a strategy management office. Now you might ask, why do I need an SMO? I already have a project or program management office. Isn't that good enough? And the short answer is no. The project management office focuses on projects and programs by definition. So they're thinking about time, cost, quality. Are the projects and programs delivering to time? Are they delivering the outcomes? And do we have enough resources? The strategy management office, on the other hand, is thinking about the objectives, the KPIs, your performance measures. Is the strategy working? Is the organization on track to deliver those outcomes? Do we have the right capability? What do we need to do if things don't work out the way that we expected? How do we adjust our strategy? How do we tune the portfolio? And how do we create the right focus on what really matters? So they are two sides of the same coin, but the SMO is much more focused on organization performance. And for the leadership team, I would argue it's much more important. What should I include within an SMO? Well, there are fundamentally 4 components. Great people with good experience that can mentor and guide the organization and help create the right strategy using structured frameworks. Then the frameworks themselves, helping to design the right strategy, thinking about objectives and KPIs and strategic initiatives, turning those into detailed execution plans within the organization, and then tracking that those are delivered effectively. Then we think about capability build. How do we build the right teams? How do we know that we have the right capabilities? How do we bring the organization forward so that we can continue to execute strategy successfully? And then lastly, what about the right tools? How do we use industry-leading strategy execution tools to drive performance so that we don't need hundreds of people within the SMO team to be able to drive the strategy? So using tech to get efficiency and scale. And then lastly, a great methodology to bring this together and roll it out successfully through the organization. Now, we've developed a strategy management office solution. We are strategy execution specialists. We really only focus on strategy execution, and it's core to what we do. We've built the frameworks, the tooling, the capability to make you successful, and we don't do generalized consulting. As I mentioned, we've developed StrategyWorks. That is the industry-leading strategy execution tool. We completely manage the tool. We provide integration, get the data in, build the hierarchies, and manage the tool ongoing so that you can execute successfully. We also, I think uniquely, measure your current capability and focus on building capability in your team. Our goal is not to land hundreds of people on you. It's to build a small team that helps drive capability in your organization so that you can be successful for the long term. And that's really the only model that works long term in my view. So I touched on this. This is about building capability development. We have a full framework and we capture many data points and take you through change using that data. And we'll also deploy StrategyWorks to give you a single view of your strategy and to create that important golden thread from projects and programs all the way through to objectives and outcomes. And lastly, we wrap this up in our methodology. The goal, as I mentioned, is to build capability in your team over time. So I hope you found that useful. I hope you got something through this and you've learned something about strategy management offices. If you think we can help you and you'd like to talk to us, please get in contact with the link on this page, and I hope we speak to you soon.